On Sunday, November 19th, 2023, Imphal's Bir-to-Kendrajit International Airport came to a complete standstill. A bright, white, balloon-like object was hovering over the airfield. Air traffic control and security personnel were tracking it easily with their naked eyes. With an unidentified target lingering in the flight path, authorities suspended all commercial operations. Outbound flights were grounded, and incoming planes were forced into holding patterns for over 3 hours. This was not a remote sighting in a vacuum, but a massive security breach over a major civilian hub that prompted an elite military intervention. The Indian Air Force scrambled 2 Rafale fighter jets from the Hashimara Air Base to intercept the target. As the jets swept the Imphal terminal area, the paradox deepened. Ground personnel could still see the object clearly, yet the Rafale's advanced AESA radar failed to achieve a lock. Defense analysts call this a visual sensor discrepancy. It describes a scenario where an object emits enough visible light to be seen by the human eye, but remains entirely invisible to electromagnetic sensors. A modern interceptor relies on its sensors to engage. If those onboard computers cannot track what human eyes are staring directly at, the aircraft is effectively neutralized. The Imphal encounter matches a pattern of events that unfolded a decade earlier along the line of actual control, specifically near the high-altitude Pangong Tso Lake. Between August and October of 2012, border forces logged over 100 separate sightings of glowing yellowish spheres. These objects appeared to rise from the Chinese side of the border and traverse the sky for hours. These reports were officially documented by the Indo-Tibetan Border Police and the Army's 14th Corps, personnel trained to monitor and identify foreign aerial activity. When viewed alongside the Imphal shutdown, a clear trend emerges. This region has faced a persistent, recurring presence of unknown platforms within its sovereign airspace. To gather hard data, the Army deployed mobile ground-based radar and electromagnetic spectrum analyzers directly to the mountaintops. The technical results showed a total sensory mismatch. The spectrum analyzers picked up 0 radio frequencies, and the radar systems failed to return any physical signature from the visible spheres. The military launched a reconnaissance drone to intercept one of the objects, but the drone reached its maximum altitude limit without ever closing the range or obtaining a clear image. These objects are successfully operating in environments where India's most advanced spectrum tracking technologies cannot detect them. Aerospace researchers have explored theoretical physics that might explain how a glowing object entirely evades active radar detection. One possibility is plasma stealth. A localized pocket of ionized air around the vehicle absorbs incoming electromagnetic waves instead of reflecting them. This ionization simultaneously emits visible light, creating the luminous shifting halos reported in Ladakh and Imphal. This theoretical mechanism would allow a craft to exploit a fundamental blind spot in the electronic defense networks that modern militaries rely on. While the United States has centralized its data through the Pentagon's All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office, India's institutional response remains fragmented. The official government stance historically leans towards dismissal. Former Defense Minister A.K. Antony stated in Parliament, "There is no conclusive proof of these phenomena." But maintaining this institutional blind spot is dangerous. If military commanders cannot distinguish between an atmospheric anomaly and a sophisticated foreign surveillance drone, they risk a serious tactical miscalculation. The risk isn't just the phenomenon itself. It's the refusal to formally adapt to invisible aerial threats operating within our defensive gaps.